Well, it's nice out. Got some gas in a bucket, a little old towel. Gonna give it a few gas scrub down wipes. We'll go back with a paper towel and see what that is as far as that goes. And we'll take it from there. If I don't ever do another video, it's because I caught on fire and maybe died. Well, got that gas wiped on the deck and down the holes. Got a paper towel. This technique could be basically the same execution as toilet paper. Looking for the same goal. Not bad. Looking good so far. Yeah, there's hardly a thing on it. I mean, because they do rinse these things at the shop, but you can't just assume it's perfect. There's a little bit on there. I'll probably pick up some, I need some more brake cleaner and give it a little power rinse. That's my preferred thing, you know, brake cleaners for everything but brakes most of the time. So we're gonna run to town. Got to get some food for the goat, chickens. Maybe I'll get some brake cleaner. Adios. You just gotta love Tractor Supply Company. I can go in there, buy animal feed, a live chicken, brake cleaner, a nice shirt and pair of pants, an energy drink, all in one stop. So, kind of giving it the old blast. And we'll do one more round with the paper towel. I had sprayed some lubricant in there momentarily before that. Towel in hand, big wipe, very little to nothing detectable. Must be the good brake cleaner. My cheap sandals are sticking to the floor like it's melting the soles off of them. So I don't buy that green can business. I want flammable chemicals, poison, stuff like that. It works. Sure like having that surface block. This is the first block I've ever had surfaced on a Pontiac. Be the first time I've used an upgrade set of rods, first time to have a forged crank, or a real good set of pistons, so this is all first for me. I'm a little excited. I can't hide it. And I won't have the heads I really want on the engine until maybe another year or two down the road, but we're going to see maybe before this year's out what this thing will do. Talk to you later. Flipped over, blowed out with air compressor one more time through the oil and holes and excess lubricant and whatnot, fixing to pull those caps off. So I'm starting to lay the main bearings in here, and I'm using a Mahle brand, which is really just another whatever you want to call it. All those companies have merged together. Clevite, Michigan 77, Mahle, Speed Pro, Sealed Power, TRW, Perfect Circle, all that stuff's the same damn company now. So these bearings are fully grooved, upper and lowers, just for the sake of common sense for some that haven't done in motor. The uppers, as the motor's upside down, is where your oil comes from, out of these holes. Some bearing sets are drilled on both halves of the bearing, so they're interchangeable. This set was, but some sets are only grooved uppers with an oil hole, and the opposite side would be a solid bearing with no groove and no hole. So obviously those go on the cap. And then also in this case, the rear bearing, the oil has a passage here and a pressure hole here, and this is like a drain back little deal that goes to the rear main seal. You got to make sure, because your tang's only on one side, to orientate the hole correctly. See how this lines up with these. Okay, you want that. And let's see, just for comparison's sake, see, if you were to slap this in here, that just hangs over and wouldn't work. So it's common sense, but then it isn't necessarily. I would like to see this other oil hole. I don't know, I'm sure it's lined up, but I'm gonna get a light. I closed the garage because damn wind's picking up and throwing leaves back in at me. So that sort of sucks. And I'm fixing to cut the rear main seal and fit it up. This is from Gaskets. It's a graphite rope. It's really kick-ass for the original style, but upgrade material. They used to use asbestos. Obviously we don't do that anymore. You don't have to do the one piece, not one piece, but Viton. There are some other seal options, but I've had real good luck with these. And so you got options. There's a couple different ways you can do a Pontiac. I'll check back later when I get that seal pushed in there with both hands, then trim it. Okay, I got that rear seal trimmed. It has a little tool with spacers and a blade to come with it. It's real nice. You lay this little deal around it so that it's like paper thickness, and cut it just above that so it gives it like a little crush amount when you do the cap the same way. And then I got this Melling's red assembly lube for the bearings, and we're fixing to lay the old crankulator in there. Isn't she beautiful? It's Miss America crankshaft via China to America. And a little lube. I don't know. I'm going to put the caps on. I'll get back with you. Here's another tech tip for dummies, unexperienced motor builders. The tang notch that the bearing goes in, the cap has it also, and that always goes to the same side. Okay, this applies to rod caps or main caps. The tang goes above the other tang, always. Never ever that I've ever seen. You don't. If the cap is put on the other way, and maybe that's a rod or whatever, it will lock the engine up. It's yeah, so just remember, tang, little notch, notchety notch, wherever, right there, goes on the other one. Also, the caps here on this Pontiac are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's that. Alright, I got the caps snugged up with the Milwaukee 18 bolt. Great impact. Once you go battery, you don't go to the hose again. That's just for the air of the tires and blow the dirt around. I don't like hoses running on my tools. Here's a little good sign you always want. Obviously the rope seal puts a lot of drag, and I can still turn the crank by hand without just some resistance, but not hard. Now, of course, if you have a different style seal, less friction, you get a little less drag, and that loosens up over time a little bit too. I am probably not going to check clearances or torque caps just yet, because the hole over here is for the dipstick tube. I'm going to have to get another one or locate another one, because I used the one I had on the other block, and my buddy owes me the one he's got. I'll just use it in this one, because I have to pull this cap off to get the tube in. So we'd be at a stopping point either. Maybe later tonight I'll do the plastic gauge thing and torque all the other caps. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to hose some lubricant over these rod journals while I'm at it, and throw the bag on it. 100 foot-pounds. Bring the thunder. No? I need 2 hands for this. Quit doing videos. Well, not that cool, you get the idea. Pontiac's 100 on the small bolts, it'll be 120 on the rear. We'll do it from the other side. Ah, forget it, I'm gonna turn it off. It's nonsense. So I took off number 3 after torquing the 1, 2, 4, and 5 caps. Plastic gauge is this little waxy, plasticky, little round stock that comes in this paper deal with the measurements. So you wipe the oil off, and then you're going to torque the cap down. It's going to squish it. The wider it squishes, the tighter the clearance. So you'll just hold the gaps next to it to see where we were. Like on that other motor yesterday, I was like halfway between 0015 and 002, so that's about 017, 018 thou. So you get the idea. So we're going to torque it and then pull it off. So the squishage is looking to be right about 2000s. I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to get it in there. It could be just a tiny bit tighter than I would almost say it's probably 019, maybe 018. So it's good. Like the range on the Chiltons for the 455 mains over there was 0005, which is half a thou up to 2 thou more or less, like even a little over 2 thou. So that 017, 018 was, and then basically I was, slightly looser on this motor is fine. It's nowhere near 3 thou or nothing. That'd be kind of big. So it's real close to 2 or just under. So, just use your thumbnail to scrape that stuff off. It won't scratch the metal. You just use a fingernail and just keep scraping it and wiping it off till it's gone. And I'm just going to torque that, put it cap back in place with some lube, and bag this thing up till I get the dipstick tube. So this will be a wrap on this episode till probably pick it up next week, or I may do that fit up on the piston thing maybe tomorrow. We'll do that as a separate video. Thanks for watching.